Good afternoon.
Oh, I don't have to do no hand gestures. Frame it.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Darlie Skidlow. I am here with Texas Southern's own Dr. Henry North. Dr. North, what is your occupation?
I'm a professor of educational administration.
All right. When and where were you born?
I was born in Houston, Texas
Okay.
in 1949, August 21st.
What year did you graduate from Texas Southern?
Well, I graduated from Texas Southern University in the May 1970 class. I finished in January at the end of the 66 class.
Okay.
And we had to wait till the May graduation.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So how long were you at Texas Southern University?
As an undergraduate, 3 years.
So you were able to finish in 3 years
That's
instead
correct.
of 4?
That's correct.
Okay. And what did you study?
I studied physics and mathematics.
Why did you choose to come to Texas Southern?
Well, I had 4 really of my older sisters that had attended Texas Southern University. And in the past, my older brother went to Prairie View. And my mother always wanted us to go to Wiley College or Prairie View. But they established Texas Southern University. And I would come here with my sisters to, when they come over and study, I have programs and stuff like that. And as I was saying, I had see such beautiful young ladies here at Texas Southern University. I said, that's the school for me. So I enjoy my studies here at Texas Southern.
How was your experience like at Texas Southern?
For me, I had a wonderful experience. I found it to be a real pleasant opportunity, and I just enjoyed the fellowship and the camaraderie that I had with my fellow cohorts. And I enjoyed the relationship that we experienced with the teaching faculty at the time.
Okay. What memory from Texas Southern University stuck out the most to you?
There were so many good memories that I had at Texas Southern University. But I think one of the great moments from a historical perspective was the day that I arrived on campus, and after they had the shootout at the dorm over at Lanier Hall on campus, because that night I really had planned to stay on campus with one of my friends to go see who became his wife later. But I decided to just stay at home that night, and then the next day they were reporting about the riot that occurred in 1967. So just coming on the campus and walking the campus that morning and see how eerie the feeling was and how isolated, desolate the campus was. And then to go and actually take a close-up of the Lanier Hall for men and other buildings that were shot up by the Houston police. It was a very impressive moment for me.
Okay. How did the TSU campus look back then compared to now?
Well, I've always thought Texas Southern University had a beautiful campus, but it wasn't as dense and well maintained, populated as it is today. They had Quonset huts, faculty houses, wooden houses. Some of the home economics was housed in the wooden building. It was really kind of self-contained within Cleburne, Tier-Wester, Blodgett, and Ennis.
Were you at Texas Southern when the Tiger Walk was open to vehicles?
Yes, I was.
Was it difficult to get around during that time?
Oh yes, we participated also in trying to get them to close the street. And it was one of the things I like to say, being a physics major at the time, the neighbor science building, which was just called the science building at that time, and the Bell building, which was the student center, center. When you go over there and you're studying and you have a test, and then you get prepared for the test, and then you're ready to walk across the street to come to the science building, and you get almost run over. You get all of what you learned. But other than that, no, it was, we maneuvered pretty well. And back in the 60s, people used to like to race their cars down the street. And so you can take a negative now, because I always wanted an Oldsmobile Cutlass, because a lot of the guys had 64, 65, 66 Cutlasses, 67, they were just beautiful. And they would be racing them down the street, of course, to try to get the attention of the young ladies and just their, show off. But other than for that, we managed. But it was awkward because it always divided the campus, and you couldn't really have all of your experiences. What you would have on the north side, when you moved to the south side of the campus, it was a discontinuous activity. So it hurt the flow of a campus life and activity, in my opinion.
Okay. How did your experience at Texas Southern prepare you for where you are now?
I think it aided me in my desire to be a black male professional, and to see so many African American men and women carrying out their job functions and instructional duties at I thought at a superior level, high quality level, and just served as an inspiration and a motivation for me to want to join such an organization, because all the people, when I was an undergraduate student at TSU, we had top quality professors of all ethnic groups, and to see black people performing at such a high level was just very motivating and inspirational for me, to let me know that, hey, there's nothing I can't do.
What made you want to work at Texas Southern?
Well, I like to say it like in a joking way, that I'm one of the laziest people in the world. And when my father worked for the railroad, and I always wanted to drive the Sunset Limit train. I wanted to be a train engineer. But at the time of segregation, in 1936, the Brotherhood Union, the White Brotherhood Union, entered into an agreement with the Southern Pacific Railroad Company that they would not hire any blacks. So I couldn't follow my father and my father's father into the railroad business. So I decided to go to school and get an education. And I always felt if you get one in the STEM, what we now call the STEM field, you can always get a job. So my brother was an engineering student, was an engineer from Prairie View, and I didn't like Prairie View, although my wife, a graduate of Prairie View, and half my family, when she was alive, I better put that on me, that I decided to come to TSU, and I've been blessed, satisfied with. I would like for you to repeat your question again, because.
What made you want to work at Texas Southern?
That, when I saw the professors, and knowing what a professor does, have to do, I thought, man, I just love that kind of a job. Just teaching 15 hours a week. We used to, as a student, we used to go with our professors and go bowling and sometimes drinking beer and doing other activities, and then writing, just doing academic work with mass inspiration. And then as a former public school teacher, and knowing what I could, the role of a college professor in terms of requirement, just physical interaction with the classes, and what I had to do as a public school teacher, some of the other jobs that I'd had prior. Hey, I thought I would be in heaven if I could get to Texas Southern University as a professor.
Do you think HBCUs are important?
Most definitely. Really, without HBCUs, you really don't have control over your knowledge, over what is being dispensed. I was always taught I'd rather be in a shack that's manned than in a mansion that belongs to someone else. So I really feel that as black people, we really have to take control over our own education. And that does not mean at the exclusion of others, because at Texas Southern and most HBCUs, they are staffed by a diversity of talent that it really shows and gives one the impression that you can do it. If against all odds, you can do it. And you don't have to step back with your education, because I think you get a high quality education. Of course, I got my PhD from the University of Colorado at Boulder. I studied with people from Harvard, Yale, Oxford, everywhere else, and I don't feel I had to step back. And I just think a person that doesn't have his own, that old adage that they teach, mama may have, papa may have, brothers and sisters may have, but God bless a child that has his own. I think that's appropriate for one of the rationales for maintaining and keeping and having historically black colleges and universities.
And last question, what advice would you give to students that attend an HBCU?
Well, first you want to do your very best. Have a good work ethic. You have to get out of here. I don't care how well you or smart you are. You really have to learn that you have to really get out here and let the rubber meet the road and work. And then, when I was a young black male, they would always say, if you can always, if you want to prove yourself, then you can go to a predominantly white institution and get your master's or doctorate or whatever. But for me, I would choose nothing else but historically black school, because it affirms me, and once you get that foundation, and I'm a Church of Christ person, although I say I'm the #1 sinner, and I'm on the roll at the Church of Christ, probably better than I am a tender. But we have that saying that if we keep you for the first 12 years, we don't worry about you thereafter. So that's how I feel about the historically black schools. If you come here, you learn all that you can learn. My mother used to always teach us that you'll be surprised what that little head of yours can retain. So you learn all you can, and I don't think you'll have to ever step back. Sure.
Thank you, Dr. North, for your time.
It's my pleasure.